can say that strategy is the most important thing that leaders do. And if C-suite executives and their boards are not focused on strategy, they will fail to compete in the 21st century. The popular opinion at the moment in the strategy domain is that it's impossible to have a strategy for more than a year ahead because of the disruptive change that we're experiencing in the environment overall. And the view is that strategy has become irrelevant. There's also a strong view that strategies fail because they're not implemented and they just become a document that has been collecting dust over the years. And currently we're looking at the impact of strategy on rapid market and technological change, growing external risk, and big data. And what are the challenges coming next? It's the relevance of the existing frameworks that we have and tools to the needs of leaders who are seeking to develop and implement winning strategies. So onto the topic of leaders. The question then is, what is their role? What is leadership's role in strategy? If leadership is not driving strategy, you will not achieve the strategy implementation in the organization. What tends to happen in my experience is that strategies are developed by the operational managers in each divisional unit. They're then collated by the strategy office and put forward to leadership, and leadership takes it to the board and it's rubber stamped, and that's the strategy. There isn't a strategic perspective about where should the organization be going in a dynamic environment that we live in today. And because it is changing so fast, that is all the more reason why it is absolutely critical that top leadership is focused on strategy. If they're not driving strategy, the strategy will fail. Because if they're not driving the communication and everything that they're doing and the organization is doing is not focused on what their strategy is going to be, they're not going to become competitive in the 21st century. The issues are so fast and so critical that this becomes more important than it's ever been before. So if one looks at who is responsible for strategy, it has got to be the strategic leadership. And so if you look at that aspect, then the question is, do our leaders have the skills and the capability to develop winning strategies? So if we move on to the alignment aspect in the organization, alignment is absolutely critical for organizations to be successful. And more than 30 years of research have shown that aligned organizations outperform their nearest competitors on every financial measure. So what actually is alignment? It's looking at strategy, customers, process, and people. And all of those aspects need to be aligned with each other in order to achieve the objectives. Now that sounds simple. It's not that easy to implement. But what is useful is that you can measure those and you can identify exactly where the problems are and what you need to do to actually resolve those. Great strategy is developed by great strategists, and strategic leaders need to be those great strategists.